Evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah.
Some of us aren't smart.
Did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket? The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Didn't Hifumi have a piece of evidence he wasn't going to reveal to anyone?
Yeah, until the trial.
So now's a good time.
Now
bitch.
would be a good time. Just Chihiro's track jacket held some clue about the killer. Somehow, it's really hard to believe. Here we go.
All right. So Celeste's account.
I guess.
I guess.
It's gonna be a memory one, I'm sure.
Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
Correct.
So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you
Specific
mean, the
blue
specific
tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
No, that's wrong.
What?
Whoa, what
Hold
happened?
on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
What did Mondo just say?
What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said,
I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then I assume he headed off to exercise.
She didn't say
never
what
said
color it
anything
was?
about the jacket's color.
Oh.
So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was...
Not Mondo.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only
No,
one
she did
I
not.
told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died.
Harry.
Only possibility. Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro?
I like the pet names.
No.
Big Mac,
Like, no.
Cherry.
So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't
Eek.
you?
Eek, eek, eek.
Ladies.
Nothing about that is okay.
Ladies, if
Somebody
you can
drew
find a girl with or a man with this kind of tongue,
Ooh, boy. Ooh.
you
Ooh,
found a
corkscrew.
keeper.
It's corkscrew.
It's a corkscrew
I
tongue.
happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either.
Tongues.
According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
I mean, shit happens, but
It would
okay.
appear you dug your own grave.
Good God.
But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus
Huh?
on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big
Oh,
bluff,
thank God it wasn't
wasn't
Mondo.
Your true intention was to draw
That's
a
why I've
slip
been
of the
so
tongue
quiet for
from
the last like, 5
She's
minutes.
saying the bluff was on Kyoko's part, not Mondo's.
Exactly. Yes.
So it's still
Right?
Mondo.
the-
Oh.
That's why you said you knew
No.
who did it. To put them on edge.
Oh, I
That's
see what
right.
you're saying.
However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
No.
What made you so suspicious?
Yeah.
That's a good question.
The way he talked, the way he was acting, because I hate him. I guess the way, I mean, he gave me a testimony, so I guess the way he talked? I don't know. I don't know the answer.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude. Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You noticed such a tiny detail?
Are you
Wow.
a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful.
Very attentive.
Eek.
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Gasp! Mondo, no!
Mondo, was it really you? Did you
Yeah,
really
Just
kill
confess.
Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone. You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah, he would never do something like that. This is a false accusation.
It's true.
They weren't
My
together.
reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Okay.
This
She's
does
like,
present
it's
us with a
him!
problem.
I mean, not really. It seems like him, but I don't know.
There's a chance.
My time has nearly come.
Finally!
That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh my
Huh?
god.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
Yeah!
Actually, you
So
know,
cheerful.
now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Please, just
you're
fucking talk with words.
Walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
We got nothing to lose here except
You really
lives.
insist, then. Here it is.
It's a handbook.
What do you have there?
Chihiro's
It
handbook.
seems to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
Whose is it? It
Found
belongs
it on the
to
ground, then it must belong to
Chihiro. I
Chihiro?
guess.
I got it!
His was
You know
missing.
Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a
Yes.
fact.
For a fact indeed. I
Okay.
was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
I don't.
Well, that's
Like
what
text
I was
messages?
hoping, but it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I
Eh?
imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
You can't break them.
I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not.
Okay.
Totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
That's why.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How
Yes.
precisely did the handbooks get broken?
It's a good question.
How'd they break? Exploiting a bug, hacking it, hitting its weak point. There's only one possible explanation.
Hitting its hat.
It seems like he told us that they don't have weak points and that you can't hack them. So the only one that hasn't been explained is exploiting a bug.
Oh, that wasn't right.
It wasn't. Oh, because they're not talking.
Because they're not talking. Maybe it had some kind of bug you could exploit. Too bad for you, but those things have been debugged to hell and back. We couldn't afford a recall. Oh, I guess I should just delete the possibility of a bug then. Ah, crap!
Okay.
Ah, I'm
Oh my
embarrassed!
God. We lost a heart.
How did
Clearly
that
I'm the
handbook
murderer
break?
then.
It's weak point.
You already told us before that the
Good job,
handbook
I guess.
had one weak point, didn't you?
He
Oh.
did?
Oh,
I
he
don't
did.
recall that.
He did say it had one weak point.
I don't remember that.
You
Interesting.
remember that? Sure. Maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
Yeah, but who
If
could
the
figure that
handbook is
out?
supposed to never break, and 2 of them broke in quick succession, then
Then
Somebody
we can
figured it
only
out.
assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
Huh? You're asking me?
I
Yes,
think
please
it's a necessary
participate.
piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example?
Make a rule
Then
about
allow
it if
me
you
to make a
must.
special
Yeah.
announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break.
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the
Oh.
sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin.
Are we getting
Science
a
hour.
lesson?
I think so.
It's the
We're
hot
at
air
school
of the
right now,
sauna
Brett.
will somehow push directly onto your skin, you definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
Thank you,
That is a
Monokuma.
mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Well,
Anyway, if
it
you
was more
found
than I had.
Havo's handbook in
Back to the
sauna,
game.
Back to this murder we're trying to investigate.